Hey, good night, good night. This is Doc Martin, MD. I know it's been a while since I posted. It's been very busy, been a lot going on, but I'm finally back to be on camera, talking to you guys, talking to my audience. So today, and I had a lot on my mind, but today I want to talk about staying in your own consciousness. What is consciousness? Consciousness, in simplest terms, is what you believe to be real. Consciousness is the entire sum of your thoughts and your being and just everything that you know to be true or everything you're aware of, because consciousness is awareness. Usually, when we're children, we have a certain consciousness, but over time, that consciousness develops more and more. But that consciousness is really developed by our parents, other children, family members, what we see on TV, what we hear in music. Everything that's around us shapes our consciousness. Perfect example. When you grew up, when you were growing up, you probably wanted to be something. Now, if you're probably in your 20s or 30s, you may be one of the many people that decided you didn't want to be that thing anymore. Or you might decided, I don't know what I want to do. It's like I'm not happy. I'm working a job, but it's not fulfilling. And then somebody asks you, usually I'm a person that will ask you, well, what do you like to do? Like, what would you want to do? Like, what do you want to do? And usually the answer I get from people is, I don't know. I really don't know. And the truth of the matter is you actually had consciousness of who you wanted to be when you grew up, what you wanted to do, and you let your own consciousness and awareness of that thing get infiltrated and contaminated with the ideas or consciousness of other people around you. And from that point, you stop being exactly, you stop developing into that person that you wanted to be. You basically drunk the Kool-Aid. Another example. Imagine people that join a cult, right? You have a leader that's influential, that's powerful, can speak well, and can take all these people who seem to have good sense, turn these people into followers and followers of whatever idea that person has. Or even just say, let's just say Martin Luther King or just any leader. Shit, let's just say Trump. Like him or not, he's influential. Um, and people that are influential can usually push their own consciousness onto other people to where people will forget what they want individually and then start to pick up the ideas of that leader that they're following, because that leader is so confident in what he believes and so passionate. If you're a person that is not as passionate in what you believe, you're naturally going to have an affinity to a person that is that has that confidence to be who they are, to say what they want, to say what they think. And if your consciousness is not as powerful as theirs, more than likely you're going to go that way. So let's bring it back to personal consciousness. When we forget that we're individuals and we get scooped up in friends and family and everything that everybody that's around us, our environment, what we see on TV, what we hear in the news, what we're told, We told shit like the average lifespan is 77, or it's going down, or it's going up, or when you get 40, your testosterone drops, or you know, when you um, when you turn 30, everything's downhill. Your knees start to hurt. When you have kids, your life is hard. All this bullshit is basically you picking up the consciousness of other people. Because in that same token, when somebody tells you that, you can say, yeah, maybe for you, but not for me. That's a simple way and method of having and developing your own consciousness. It really is protecting your mind from everything in the outside environment. Because when you think about it, most people really are repeating the same shit that they heard from other people. Nobody's thoughts are original anymore. Shit, not even mine a lot of times. Not even yours. It's a thing you have to work on every day. When I've been working on it for years, and it's worth it. I've always kind of had my own consciousness, but a lot of that came from being alone. I'm not a big sports fan. I mean, I like playing sports, I like being active, but I am not a sports fan. I'm not a Saints fan, which I should be. Not a football fan. I'm not a real basketball fan. I'm really not a sports fan. I don't get anything out of watching people on TV do stuff, which I feel like I should be doing myself. Me watching a game makes me want to go play, but for me to sit there and watch sports and watch the entire game. Now I like going to live games. I like the experience of going to live games, but to watch a game on TV and sit there and watch and talk about what LeBron is doing, or let's talk about the first draft pick from this school, and man, this dude he weighs this much, he's this tall, he's this. If that's you, that's fine. Me, I have never been about that hype of hyping other people up and weighing somebody else's name on my back. Not saying I never did it, but that has never been that's never been my jam, right? I don't feel like rooting for this person is not making me any more money. They're not rooting for me when I'm taking my board exams or when I'm doing my stuff. When I hit a pinnacle, I don't have that same person rooting for me. LeBron James didn't come to my graduation from med school or college or whatever. Now, I think it's good to enjoy a game, but I'm not really big on hero worship. But anyway, I say all that to say is that I'm not the biggest sports fan for whatever reason. I like other things. Now, as a man, and even as a young man, and as an adult, it's automatically expected if you are a man that you like sports, that you watch sports, okay? And people will make you feel like you're weird or you're not as manly because you don't watch sports. And you don't, oh shoot, you don't know this? Or you didn't see that game or whatever, man, fuck that game. Excuse my French. Like, nah, there's this idea or this consciousness that as a man, you have to like sports. You got to play sports. You got to do this. You got to do that. And it's a lot of men who don't like sports. But what they do, and I was guilty of it too, you act like you like sports and you act like you like this because you want to fit in, but you really don't. And eventually you got to come to the point where it's like, listen, y'all think it's manly to like sports. I don't really think it's manly to be like, I don't think hero worship is really manly, honestly. But that's just me. And that would be my comeback for anybody who felt like, oh man, bro, you weird. You a dude, you don't watch sports? Like, for what? Like, for what? And just so I can yell at the TV and tell them to do some shit that I didn't train to do, for you to yell at the TV and for you to yell at the television and tell somebody how to catch a ball, but you have never been to an NFL practice. To me, it never made sense. But whatever. But if you like sports and you know, I'm not saying don't be a fan of people. I'm just saying for me, it's not my thing, right? And I won't ever let anybody make me feel a certain type of way for not liking sports. Um, I won't let anybody make me feel a certain way about anything which I've decided this is me, because this is my consciousness, this is what I believe, this is who I am. And I don't let anybody tell me what it is to be a man, or what it is to be this, or what it is to be that. Now, I'll accept certain things, you know, because we're always evolving, we're always learning, but I'm in control of my consciousness, and I want you guys to be in control of your own consciousness. Because if you're not in control of your own consciousness, you're basically being controlled by a whole bunch of people around you who are being controlled by a whole bunch of other people around them that are being controlled by images that we see, archetypes that we're drawn to, that are placed in front of us. And it's really just a shit show. It's because we have this lack of individuality, and we think we all have to think alike, and we all have to be alike, and we all have to do this, and we all have to do that, that everybody's doing the same shit, and a lot of people are not doing anything. A lot of people are confused. I'm gonna say this, and I'm a religious person. I haven't been to church in a long time, but I pray every day. And I know that sounds original, but whatever. I mean, I really do believe you find God in the quiet. You find God, you find true consciousness and true self-confidence in quiet. God can talk to you when there's less noise. He can lead you when there's less noise. I've been led because I had a lot less noise, or at least I knew how to turn it off. It's a scene in I Am Legend. It's a scene in I Am Legend. It's a scene where Will Smith is talking to the girl, Alice, the actress, I think it's Alice Braga, the one from Queen of the South. And she says something like, when it's not a lot of people. I'm paraphrasing. So it's so quiet. It's not a lot of people, and I think because all the noise is gone, there's not a lot of people. It's like you can actually hear the voice of God, and he's like, "There's no God. What do you mean? There's no like." I don't believe what he said. I believe what she said. Personally, separation leads to elevation. This all goes back, all ties into the same stuff I talk about. Separation leads to elevation. When you get to a point where you separate yourself and get in your own consciousness and you focus on what it is you want and what it is you're trying to do, and you don't let anybody distract you. No opinions, no, oh man, somebody did that already. Oh, bro, you still doing that? Or, man, I thought you was going to be doing this. Everybody expects you to do this. Man, how long are you going to keep doing that? You still working on that? Like all these ideas and all these comments from people that love you or love the idea of you, they love that version of you in their mind who they always knew. All these people are going to subliminally take you from what you're trying to get to. They're going to dilute and contaminate your own consciousness. You got to learn how to be around people but be alone. That's a hard pill to swallow. But if you keep allowing people to control your mind, then this is your friends, your family, this is everybody. If you keep allowing people to control your mind, you're going to get lost in the sauce. And you're going to look up 20, 30, 40 years from now and you're going to realize, damn, I let all the stuff go by. I did literally nothing that I said I was gonna do. I followed everybody. I I did everything right by society's eyes. I did everything right, and I'm still not fucking happy. And I hate. I mean, I'm cursing, but I say it because it's something I'm passionate about. One of the biggest things I hate is other people putting other people down, or other people who don't know what the hell they're trying to do, trying to tell people what they need to do, and they don't even have it right. And you have people with these brilliant ideas. You have people that are absolutely phenomenal, but the world will never know it because everybody wants you to look like them and be like them. They don't even fucking want to look like themselves or be like themselves. So anyway, um, consciousness, right? Consciousness, being who you are, being quiet, putting a mental block on everything, putting the blinders up, but mentally. You don't see anybody else's thoughts or hear anybody else's thoughts. All it is this is what I have, this is what I'm doing. Creating your own consciousness to get to where you need to be. On that note, hopefully you guys got the message. Hopefully it was powerful. Hopefully it helps you to quiet your mind, and hopefully helps you to protect your mind from what you see, what you hear, and what you take in when those things are the opposite of what you want and have up here in your own consciousness. All right, this is Doc Martin, signing out.